Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining the webcast today. My name is Rhonda Wilhite, and I am the Awards and Chapter Relations Associate, and it is my pleasure to walk you through the Chapter Leader Resources area of the APWA website. Any member who is serving in a chapter or branch leadership position can have access to this site. I use can have because sometimes the chapter hasn't informed us who has filled all the chapter's leadership positions. Unless we have given you rights on our end, you won't be able to access this area. To fix that, contact me using the information listed on this slide. It's down there below, Rhonda Wilhite, email rwilhite@apwa.net. My phone number, that's my direct line, and I will fix that for you so you'll have access. Once you're on the APWA website, you're going to see that you're going to sign in. This is the home page of the APWA website, and you will sign in using your name and your password that you chose when you created the account. The logon screen will look like this, and if you forgot your username or password, there are links provided below for you to use. Once you've logged in, you will notice that you now have a My APWA home. That's been added to the home screen. This is a great tool to see your member ID, your account information, and all the areas you have access to on the website. Chapters and My APWA home are the two areas in which you will use to access the chapter leader resources. If you hover your mouse over the chapters, as you can see the green arrow pointing to, if you hover your mouse over that, chapters, there will be a drop-down list, and you will see chapter leader resources. Click on that, and it will take you to the chapter leader resources. If you don't see the link, you don't have access, so please contact me. If you gain access by choosing the My APWA home, it's going to look like this. This, in fact, is mine. This is all the areas I have access to. And where you see the arrow, Chapter Leader Resources, that little icon is what you're going to click on to get to the Chapter Leader Resources. Again, if you don't see this icon, you don't have access to that area. And there could be another reason. Maybe your chapter did tell us that you were a leader, but if you're pay-through date, if is not been paid and your pay-through date has lapsed, it will not let you in. If you were accidentally dropped from a group membership, even though you're still in or have rights in the committee section, it will not let you in. So contact us and we will make sure that we get that straightened out for you. But those are the two ways to get to the Chapter Leader Resources area. And this is it. This is the Chapter Leader Resources. You're going to notice that because you see our logo. It says Chapter Leader Resources. This is the home page, and even though up on top it may look a lot like the home page of APWA, you'll see that the tabs up at the top are different. So we're going to talk about these 7 tabs and the resources that the chapter that we have for chapter and branches. This is the bottom of the home page, so I couldn't fit all of it on one screen. But this is the bottom half of the Chapter Leader Resources, and we have announcements, and that will consist of any items the Membership and Engagement Department feel we want to let the chapter and branch leadership know about. So you might want to check that if you're visiting that site just to see what's out there. You also notice that underneath we have the YP Infusion Toolkit, which is just expired, where we were also giving you information in case you wanted to reach your young professionals. This was a good place to find those resources for the YP Infusion. Also, over on the far side, you'll see the Chapter Leader Info Now community. This is not used a lot by our chapters, but this is where you can post chapter-related questions to others registered in the community. So if you want to ask other chapter leaders about something they've done in their chapter, have you done this, or maybe, just to get some information, then they can respond to you, and that's a good way for you to talk to one another and get a vast audience. But like I said, I don't know how big this audience is now and how well it's used. Every now and then, when you post something, staff will get it to approve, just so we can make sure that nothing is being posted that is not correct to be out there. So we know when it's used, but I'm going to say probably the biggest times of usage would be probably spring and fall. But that's one of the resources you can use to reach out to other chapters for information. Now the center button, the Chapter Leaders Playlist, that's what I want to talk to you about next. This is the Chapter Leaders YouTube channel, where every webcast done by the Membership and Engagement Department is posted. Currently, there are 18. The most recent will be at the bottom. We have no control over that. That's a YouTube thing. So if you want to see the most recent, it's down at the bottom. You'll see the times that you'll be investing. If you watch this, you can see one's 15 minutes and 22 seconds. The other's 52 minutes and 33 seconds. But here's where you'll find all of the recordings. This recording will also be posted out here on the YouTube channel. So you would want to watch. We have a weekly email bulletin called In the Works, and this is where you can learn about the new webinars to participate in or when a recorded webinar is posted. So you should also be aware that some of the chapter leaders training workshops done by staff in 2019 in January of this year, they were recorded and posted out here as well. So that's some really valuable information that you can, when you have time, go out here and watch and learn things that even if you weren't able to attend the chapter leaders training, they'll be very valuable, especially this Honoring Our Fallen Heroes. The New England chapter was the ones that facilitated that. That's a very good webcast as well. Okay, we're going to look at the 7 tabs, and the first one, as you can see up here, I've included the tabs into this. It's membership. So on the membership reports, here's where a chapter can access their chapter roster, download reports for new, prospective, delinquent, and dropped members. Want to know how your chapter membership compares to other chapters? Then you would find that under the statistics report. That was a tough one. You will notice the membership has other tabs up at the top, and over on the side, on the contents of the membership tab, I have put them there. I've listed what each of those tabs are and what is on those tabs, because we're not going to have time to go through every single tab on every single subject matter. But I would like to mention that Brad Patterson, our chapter membership manager, does a webinar each year that takes a deeper dive into this section that, unfortunately, like I said, time doesn't allow us to do that today. But again, you can watch that in the YouTube channel that we have. So on the slides that I sent out today, you'll see that you can take notes. Feel free to write down what areas you'd like to go back and visit, because you can see that on the right side of the next few slides as we review all of these tabs. You'll see what's out there, and it's a really good way to, and that's another reason why I sent you the pictures of the slides with the notes, so you can kind of see, hopefully. I know it's not very large for viewing, but it's helpful. So that is our membership tab. So next we have financial reports. And Finance and the Compliance tab is where a chapter will find the documents needed to complete a financial reporting package. This section also contains the name and email for Meera Patel, the chapter accountant, who assists all of our chapters for their insurance and financial reporting needs. Again, on the side of this slide is the description of what each of these tabs contain. So This is probably a gold mine area for your chapter treasurer, as well as perhaps your secretary or chapter admin. The Resources tab contains valuable information from other APWA departments to aid your chapter. Resources listed will provide a document or link to another area of the APWA website. You can view what the tabs under Resources have to offer as they are listed on the right side of the slide. I know a lot of chapters want to know where the strategic plan is. It's located under the Resources. If you're on a host PWX or the SNO at National, the information for chapters to apply for this is held here as well. There are chapter website template instructions included in this area. And again, on May 16th, we'll be having a webinar for chapter websites. So either you can watch in the works and register that way, or send me an email and I'll register you. But that's coming up, and we're glad to offer these things because we really want to help our chapters. The Chapter Management tab, this provides a large number of management resources for our chapter, such as the bylaws templates, administration resources. This is where a request a visit form for your regional director or the, president, past president, president-elect. It also has your regional director's contact information, and it also has information about the most recent chapter leaders training. So if you don't want to listen to each of the staff's presentations, maybe you just want some other resources, this is the area you would do so. The Council of Chapter Resources. The Council of Chapter section provides information about how the Council operates and how they provide a service to the chapters through their delegate and APWA. This has some really good information, and I like their Council Minute and Communications. You can also read past steering committees. I could see definitely the alternate delegate, maybe the president going out here to this area. And just looking at it, it'll be some valuable information, but basically I could probably see delegates really going here for the information that they need. But again, this is something that to be aware of, and if you ever have members who are interested in becoming delegates, this is a good area in which to have them go visit. Awards. And this is where you can download. And, of course, awards have no tabs, additional tabs. It's all right here. It's in one section. So this is where you can download a manual to help you begin or improve a chapter awards program. Has examples of past award winners. Has hints and tips to improve your chapter nominations. And this section only contains this home page. No other sections are included in the way of tabs. Students and Young Professionals. So this is the Students and YPs tab. And again, there aren't any additional tabs. The section only contains this home page, but you can see there is a lot of information here. When you click on each of those under Students and Young Professionals, that's information that you can use. So this is the area where you would go to reach students, to reach young professionals. And Brad Patterson, again, hopefully one day we can get a webinar done on this, maybe another deeper dive. If that's something that you're interested in, please let me know, and we can get that taken care of. The Students and YPs tab, and I also wanted to let you know the students are more for like the elementary, high school. Young professionals, of course, that needs no explanation. So does anyone have any questions? And I know I went very fast, and I was trying to give you a lot of information more in writing than in talking. And if you do, you can put it in the chat box, or you can unmute your phone. And I know I think I only have like 2 or 3 people on the line, so it's not going to be a lot of questions. Okay, before I do end, I wanted to let you know, before we sign out, notice how I have a little arrow that says sign out here. But before we sign out, I wanted to bring to your attention to this section on the home page of the chapter leader resources where you see this green arrow. If you ever need to reach out to staff either in the membership and engagement or chapter finance area, this is where you can find that information. This is how you can find information of who we are and how to contact us. So this will conclude today's Chapter Leader Resources webinar, and I thank you all for joining. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and we can, or if you'd like me to go back and discuss something, we definitely can. But thank you again for attending this webinar.